Alright guys, welcome back to the Reef tank. Quick update for today. So first off the bat, we have added some soft corals. I actually went ahead and added all the soft corals I had in my 75 gallon and transferred them over to this tank. So my idea was to make the 75 gallon an LPS build. I might throw in some anemones and some SPS, but it's going to be mainly an LPS system. So that tank is going to require, dosing and a little more of clean water, if you want to call it that. Basically, just less nutrients in the water. So for this tank, I want to keep it a little more simple, no dosing, and I don't want to have to worry too much about the nutrients. And as we see here, that's not going to be a big problem with this Cato reactor. So let's take a quick look at that first. So this is the bash seat, I think it is. Cato. It's actually not a Cato reactor. It's just a media reactor that we converted into a Cato reactor. So there's a lot of tutorials out there on how to do this. That's where I copied it from, and it works amazing. So as we see here, it's just a media reactor with a plant growing LED that's water resistant wrapped around, and inside we have a big ball of Cato, which I just added actually yesterday, and it looks like it's already growing actually, which is quite amazing. It means that the reactor is actually working and that the water is actually has enough nutrients to make it grow this fast. So that's pretty awesome. It's about a third of the way full already. So we'll see how quickly this grows. We also have the Bash C 10 gallon ATO reservoir down here. There we go. So we have the 10 gallon reservoir. So the way this tank evaporates, this should last me about a month. So that's pretty awesome. Just fill this up once a month and maybe harvest the Cato also once a month. And that's what I plan to have to be the maintenance for this tank. It's going to be a really low maintenance system. So it doesn't look too pretty right now with the tubing. So a quick rundown of that. I went ahead and have plumbed the return pump to the input of the Cato reactor, and then the output goes back into the return nozzle of the system. So it works a lot better than having a return pump in the second chamber. After all, leaves this space free. I actually added the CChem Matrix biomedia in a bag all the way at the bottom, and I have the heater there. I might add a second heater with some temperature probes as a fail-safe, and I removed the media caddy from here. I'm going to go ahead and add the Innovative Marine media reactor and have carbon running in there, especially since this will be a Softie tank. These guys they're more involved in chemical warfare. So just to make sure the water is clear and nothing gets harmed, we're going to go ahead and do that. So this is going to be the main filtration for this system, and that's going to go under the stand. I actually went ahead and ordered the Innovative Marine APS stand built for this tank. So next week I'm going to move the tank so it's facing this way, and I have two viewing areas. So I can view it from the left, from the right, and from the front. And that's going to be a lot better than the current setup. I don't mind the setup, but if it's a Peninsula tank, might as well go for that. 3 viewing sites. So another plus is that the stand is actually 36 inches tall. This one is about 29. So the stand is going to be about this high, and then the tank is going to be all the way up here. It's going to be much better for when you're standing, and also for when you're sitting down. It's going to be right at the eye level. So yeah, last but not least, let's take a quick look inside the tank. So we have re-aquascaped it. So I took some of the rocks from the 75 gallon and I added them here, mostly Carib Sea shapes. So we have this big rock here and a couple of arches. So the only problem is this green hair algae we have growing on some of the rocks, but I have a cleanup crew coming in tomorrow that should get to dealing with that straight away. So for corals, we only have 4 guys right now. We have this zoanthid here colony. I got all of these as frags actually. I forgot the name of this one. I want to say it's watermelon zoanthids. We have this Ricordia, orange Ricordia mushroom. We have this toadstool, neon tip. It's a really nice colony now. I also got this guy as a tiny frag, and he's a lot bigger now. And we have this blue-green symposium I think it's called. Also a soft coral. It's got really nice blue and green a glow to it. And last but not least, we got this guy who's actually closed up right now. This guy is shaggy pipe organ. All the polyps are closed. I actually just moved these guys over a few hours ago, so that's why this guy is closed at least. I'm surprised the zoanthids are open so quickly. And yeah, so that's it. We have 5 different corals right now, all soft corals. That's going to be the theme of this tank, just soft corals, you know, more subdued flow and more subdued lighting for this tank. Alright guys, so next week I'll update once we have the APS stand and the tank set up as a Peninsula, and we'll see when we get more corals. Alright guys, that's it for today.